All right, thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Megan Lovely with City Communications. As you're aware, we are under a winter weather advisory until Wednesday morning. Just want to provide a quick update on city operations and prep. Here to kick us off is Aaron Heading, is Interim Assistant Director of Public Works and Utilities.
Good afternoon. Again, I'm Aaron Henning with Public Works and Utilities. We did have snow begin falling here in Wichita around 11 o'clock this morning. Has since transitioned to a wintry mix of mist and fog and rain and snow, but it is expected to transition back to all snow around 5 o'clock tonight. And that snow is supposed to persist overnight and into tomorrow morning. Based on the going forecast, we're expecting somewhere between 1 and 3 inches of total snow accumulation. Staff is on full activation and began treating streets around noon today with salt sand mix. Everyone can track the plows online by going to wichita.gov/snow removal. As a reminder, our full activation consists of 150 personnel operating around the clock on alternating 12-hour shifts, and we have over 60 dump trucks mounted with plows and material spreaders. As we began our response today, we were fully stocked with 6,000 tons of salt sand mix on hand and ready to deploy. Additionally, we have about 17,500 tons of straight salt and emergency reserve that can be used to make up to 35,000 tons of mix if we need it. As always, we'll be treating streets by priority. With over 5,000 lane miles of streets in Wichita, it's impossible to effectively treat all of the streets. So we first focus on about 1,500 lane miles of emergency routes and major arterials, paying special attention to major traffic routes that serve hospitals, emergency facilities, and public schools. And then when conditions allow, we transition to designated minor arterial streets, as well as residential school access streets, and those amount to about 300 additional lane miles. Just as a reminder, Wichita does not treat or maintain the federal or state highways like K96, I-35, I-135, and Kellogg. On average, we use about 1,000 tons of salt sand mix per event, but that varies significantly depending on the amount and type of precipitation, how long the event lasts, and how cold the temperatures are. Over the course of the 2021 to 2022 winter season, we used about 12,000 tons of salt sand mix total. And during this winter season, we've used about 5,000 tons of mix thus far.
Thank you, Aaron. Next, we're going to hear from Officer Nate Sweetall from the Homeless Outreach Team.
The homeless outreach team will also be working and connect unhoused residents to services and get them into winter shelters. We're handing out pamphlets and service information to area businesses and organizations to help connect folks to services. The extreme cold can turn deadly very quickly, especially in Kansas. We encourage homeless individuals to seek shelters such as Open Door Ministries or the Union Rescue Mission and the 24/7 emergency shelters such as Humankind Ministries. A full list of shelter, housing, and meal services is available on the homeless resource page at wichita.gov/homeless. If residents notice an individual is in need of homeless services, they're encouraged to call our hot team at 854-3013, area code 316. You can also call the United Way at 211 for a list of full shelters, housing, meal services, or by visiting 201kansas.org.
All right, and with that, we'll take some questions. John, you want to come grab this for me?
Thanks. As far as like the treatment on the roads and and everything, are you guys going to specifically focus on Kellogg? Because last time when it was extremely cold outside, there was a lot of crashes there and sliding.
No, the Kellogg is maintained by KDOT. We don't treat mainline Kellogg.
During this time, are you going to activate the emergency self-reporting system? The ear-bright? Is that what it's called? Gotcha.
It's above mine too.
All right.
But to my knowledge, ERP has not been activated at this point, but should conditions warrant, I'm sure that's something that the Wichita Police Department will consider activating.
Thank you.
So you had mentioned how you guys, treat the roads accurately. What if I live in an area where my road isn't treated right away? How can I contact you guys to let you know that cleared?
Yeah, so we have designated routes that we treat, and for the most part, we only treat those routes. Again, the city's paved network is so vast, it would be impossible for us to effectively treat all the city streets. So the vast majority of residential streets are not treated. If we had a significant snow event where people were unable to get in and out of a neighborhood, say, because of snow, that is a time when Public Works would probably mobilize to try to address individual issues like that. But by and large, typically our events don't require that kind of intervention.
And sorry, I have one more question. As far as like the homeless outreach goes and everything when it comes to the cold weather, how are you guys getting in touch with these folks and letting them know where they can stay, what their options are, things like that?
Right, so we watch the weather, and it's very important to react before it's too cold, right? Because by the time it's cold, it's kind of sometimes too late. Mayor Whipple helped us make these handy little brochures, and they're pocket wallet size, so they can keep them. It has a list of all the winter shelters. It doesn't have a map inside of it because it opens up. I'll show it to you real quick. Kind of looks like that. It has a map and everything. We hand those out all the campsites that we visit, and that's what we focus on. We try to focus on doing nothing but outreach and trying to meet as many people as we can to get that word out. I remember the last cold we rolled up, a guy was in his tent. We explained it's going to be negative degrees with the wind chill factor. And he was like, really? He's like, yeah, you want to go to the shelter? He's like, yep. He jumped in our truck and we drove him straight to the shelter. So especially when it gets cold, we want to make sure these people know. Because a lot of times they don't know how cold it's getting. And we might know that, but they don't, right? Because they maybe don't have a smartphone or something. And so that's really what our focus is on.